Hello, bonjour, hujambo, moroi, sani bonani. Welcome to the first episode of Combat Control Center with me, Philani. We are powered by Sports Hype. And on the line with me today for our very first show, I'm not sure he knows that is our first guest ever, Anicet Kanyeba EFC Lightweight with a record of 13-9 and 1 no contest. How are you, sir?
I'm good on yourself, bro.
I'm well. Bonjour to you, sir.
Yeah, bonjour. This time it's bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Thank
Good
you so much
evening,
thank you so much for joining me on our show.
Yes.
You're our very first guest, and I do appreciate you dedicating your time to me. Especially, you told me that you were chilling with your daughter. What were you guys doing? Watching some cartoons, catching up?
No, we are watching TV. They are watching cartoons.
No,
Yeah, I'm with them. Yeah, I'm just with them. Yeah, they are watching TikTok on TV because I bought them a smart TV, and then they're online on Wi-Fi. That's why I'm with them sitting home.
Okay, no, wonderful. So it's always good to know that when you're not in the gym working very hard to produce what you give us as your fight fans, you spend it with your family. So let's just get into it, man. You fought 7 times since 2018. You are a very active fighter. Looking at your past fights, I think you're one of the most active fighters on the EFC roster currently.
Yeah.
Is it your intention to be this active, or is it all by chance? Do they call you and say, come fight, or you are coming to them and saying, guys, book me? How is it working? How do you keep this active?
No, the on sport, you need to be active. You need to train every day. You need to be ready every day. You understand? Yeah,
Yes,
that is the point. That's why you see all the time. I always be. They always calling me up like fighting because I always be active. I always be every day, every single day in training. I'm training because I prefer like my life. I went to school, but I never work with what. That is my job. That is what I'm doing for a living. That's why all the time, if they say Anicet, I'm ready. Anicet, I'm ready because I'm every single day on training. There's no way because I choose to be a sport. I choose to be a sportman. I choose to do sport. That's why if they call me, there's no way I can say no. Why am I training for? If you're training, you need to fight. You need to compete.
True. So basically, even when I look back to 2017, you fought on average at least 3 times. In 2017, you fought 4 times. It's commendable to hear you say the things that you're saying, that I'm a professional athlete. When you look at the biggest promotion in the world, the UFC, one of the biggest things that's turning away fans, and I'm sure it also irritates you, is that some of these guys in certain divisions are sitting out waiting for the title shot to come up. And if there's someone who's hot, who's on a streak, who's unranked, they start talking about rankings and so on. But I don't want to get into that, but just want to commend you once again on being being as active as you are. You're currently on a 5-fight win streak. You're a highly ranked fighter on the continent, not only with your promotion. What do you attribute your current success to? What's behind this 5-0 streak that you're currently on?
No, it's hard work. It's training. It's hard work. You know how they say hard work pays. Yes. I'm training hard because if you look at on my past, on the time I start EFC, people knows I'm a boxer. I came from amateur. I have 9 fights, 8 win by knockout. I lost 1 because of ground game, and then because I was not thinking about ground game because I was thinking just on my boxing and my little bit judo, what I know, what I did in back home. Yeah, I was just focused on that. Soon as they take me to the ground, they win me, and then my first fight, and I got the big fight on my first fight. I fought Boyd Allen. On that time, Boyd Allen they have 9 fights.
True.
7 win and 2 losses, and it was my first fight it was my debut. And then on that time I was back. I was in Congo, and I come back 1 month. They give me a fight. I'm like, okay, let me fight because I was looking for this opportunity for many years because I started MMA 2009, and then I get my professional in 2000, my license in 2011. I was waiting for opportunity. I never get it. And then as soon as they say it's Boyd Allen, I'm like, this guy, okay, let's fight. He's a human being.
Yeah.
It's not God. I'm not fighting God. I'm not fighting a human being. I'm like, oh, let go. Because they said that he's a stand-up guy. He comes from boxing background. Let's fight. And then in there, he just take me to the ground, and I guess he submitted me, and then the second fight it was also he win the first fight, and the second fight against BB Gun also, they say that is a Muay Thai, because a lot of people in EFC they always say he's a stand-up guy, he's a K1, but you find out like guy they are talking about, you come in the cage, they want just to take you to the ground.
Yeah.
But let punch. You see how UFC is. People they are paying money to see how people they are fighting, how people they are punching each other, how people they are getting blood. But come to EFC, people they want just to take you to the ground. It's MMA. They can take you if he's so like he can't fight you on stand up. But leg first standing, and then I lost 3 fights on the road. 3 fights on the road. And then those fights was like, people they start to say, oh, this guy, you are saying he's a boxer. What is doing? Because people they are taking me on the ground. And then the fourth fight, and then I fought with another guy, Amos Kaswa. He was also a good fight. It was a K1 fight. It was stand up, but I said, okay, because I lost this, let me try to use my judo. I tried to use my judo, take him down, and then submitted him. That was my first submission on EFC.
Back in EFC Africa 24. And, I like that you're taking me all the way back. And one critical thing that we've heard, or critical things that we hear around, combat fighters right now, is words like inspirational, determined. These are words that are synonymous with fighters these days. And you guys all have a story to tell. When you talk to fighters, they'll tell you where I'm coming from and where I'm going. The distance is quite big, and everyone has got an inspirational story. But I just want to zone in on your record, and I'm happy that you're comfortable to talk about it. I mean, back in in 2014, you were looking at a record of 1-5. You were 1-5, meaning you 1-1 against Amos Kanyeba, which we're talking about now, when you rear naked choked him, and then your next 2 fights you lost. But I want to just find out about that time back in 2014, before we even touch on 2015 and what has happened till now. Did you ever think about quitting when you were sitting at 1-5?
No, the problem was like where I was training my coach on that time. It was Jack Russell. He was a wrestler. There was no one for me to spar with. Everyone they was afraid of to spar with me. And then that is the problem. You can't just go to fight and you never spar, just wrestling. And then there was no guy to stand with me, to spar with me. And then after that, where I moved to another gym, I'm like, okay, the wrestling is affecting me. I'm not fighting only wrestling. I'm supposed to combine, kick, punch, everything. I don't say that coach was a bad coach. He was a good coach, but there was no one on the team. There was no one. Everyone I know stand up more than them. I need to teach them as well. Coming like an athlete, I can't be a coach and fighting a coach, because I'll start teaching you proper things, and then myself I'm not getting anything. It was like I was not benefit anything to people I was training with. I'm like, okay, let me move. It's where I moved to Shido. After that, I was in Shido. It's where I get my first win, and then after that in Shido, there was a lot of story, blah blah blah, with EFC. I moved back. I go back to where I was, the same place on wrestling. After that, I moved to CIT. There was also a little bit problem, and then after that, I moved. It's where we make our own gym. BIA, me and Konda CIB, and Tumelo Maputa, and it way and Cole Henning. It's where I find like, okay, those are guys. I'll spar with them, because as we spar hard, and then that's why you see the fight. It's so easy. On that time, I win 4 on the row. On that time, I know, okay, because I win 4 on the row, I was featherweight. I'm like, okay, because I win 4 on the row. I saw people in EFC 2 fight, they get a title shot, 3 fight, they get a title shot, but I win 4 on the row. They never give me a title shot, and then they give me again Madiba. That fight, our first fight, it was like he put his finger on my eyes. The referee stopped the fight, and the doctor, and then there was a rematch. On that rematch, me, I'm a honest people. Yeah, there was a big mistake I did on the streets. I make a big mistake on the street. I kicked somebody, and the person was in hospital. On the time I was fighting Madiba, police, they were looking, and then I'm like, win, loss, I'll get arrested. You understand my point?
And then you're distracted by something that was happening outside the octagon.
Yes, I lost mentality on my brain, because my brain was like weak. because I was fighting. I saw the police come in on site. I'm like, oh, those police is the one they are looking for me. I get shocked by Madiba. But anyway, it's a win. But myself, like I know myself, there's no way Madiba can win me. But win is a win already. He's already get a win. It's passed already. And then after that, I lost. It's way. I'm like, okay, let me work on my ground game. And it's where I started working on my ground games. That's why you see my ground game. It's up now. And then EFC, the way it is, previously, Cameron was welterweight. Me, I'm lightweight. I was featherweight, and I jumped to lightweight. But my normal weight is 74. I can't pick up weight.
Yeah, true.
All the people I fight, even the day I fought Dino Bagatin, I was 75. I can't pick up until 77. But I always get a risk because I know you can be big, but you can't fight. The things who make somebody to fight, it's the skills. It's the skills. If you have better skills, you can't afford. Because me, if I was somebody who I can pick up weight, I can even fight heavyweight. Because I know I can fight. I have skills. I have this and that. Yeah, it's where you see I'm improving. And then now I win 3 on the row. After that, they say, now you are #1 contender of lightweight. And they start pushing Saxon Delafe, somebody who a bit 3 years back, because you win 3 on the row. I'm like, oh, why? I'm lightweight and then #1 contender, because there was Alain Ilunga already, because we fought, he win me by points, and then he was #1 contender, and after that they just tried to bring Saxon. I'm like, I already beat this boy, and I have 3. Why they want him to be #1 contender? I'm the one ask EFC, give me Saxon, because you guys are pushing him. Let me show you I can still beat him. That's why you see I fought him again and I beat him again. And then I was #1 contender, and they gave me Dino Bagatin, the welterweight former welterweight champion. I beat him. They say, now you are #1 contender welterweight as one. And then after that, I'm still waiting. There's no fight. I'm like, okay, give me anyone. They give me Pierre Botta. I did the same thing, and then now I have 5 on the row. And then now it's my 24th fight. It's where I'm fighting for the title now. At least it was dodging, but now there's no way, because on the organization, on EFC, I have more than everyone, and I have more wins than everyone. I have 13 wins. I don't know who else you have 13 wins. Alain Ilunga, I have 12 wins. I have 13 wins in EFC, not on another organization, only EFC.
Yeah, but so just to go back to the question, you're saying when you were 1 and 5, the thought of quitting never hit your mind. You made a tough decision as a fighter to leave your coach, your team at that time, to go and find, you know what they say, iron sharpens iron. You went out there, you found a different gym a couple of times, and it all came full circle. Now you're on a 12-4 run since that 2014 era. What changed mentally or even physically for you, between 2014 and now? You're now 12-4, turning around and changing things from 1 and 5.
Yeah, what is changed? Like I learned a lot of things, especially on the ground. Yeah, because everybody thought like, yeah, Anicet is boxing, and then I was also afraid to be get taken down. But because of now, I know if you take me to the ground, I'm there. If you wrestle me, I'll wrestle you. I'm more relaxing. Like before, I was afraid to show my boxing because I know they're gonna take me down. But now I can come forward, just show my boxing skills. Because if you take me to the ground, I can submit at you. I can do any escape. I can do anything. That's changed on my side, because I went to Freddy Bassan. He was good on grappling as one. He teach me a lot of couple things like grappling. And now I'm back in BIA. We have also a very good jiu coach where he's pushing me like they're gonna be a surprise on this fight. They're gonna be a surprise. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a surprise. People, they're not gonna notice this is Anicet. Like they did notice on Saxon, they did notice on Pierre Botta, like I took him on the ground, because with Dino Bagatin, I didn't want to take him to the ground because I know Dino Bagatin. Before I started EFC, I was like, oh, this is the best guy I want, because I'm a stand-up fighter, he's a striker. I like to to like the way he's fighting. The day I was fighting, he said to me, stand up. I take a stand up. Come to the last round, he changed the game. You want to take me to the ground now? I'm like, oh, he get hurt now because I told him like, you fought people, but you never fought somebody like me. I'm faster than you. I can throw lot of punches than everyone you did fought on your life. I can throw 20 punch, not even stop. I told him he was like, no, he denying, and then I show him like I can throw it, and then that's why he changed on my life, and then my fitness also. Yeah, it's up there. It's up, up, up. I'm telling you, Conda CIB is pushing me like nobody business.
No, we appreciate the improvements that you've made. We see it. It's paying dividends. I mean, 12-4. You know, there are very few fighters that can boast such a record. It's very difficult to do over the period of time because, you know, I'm sure you've noticed with time in MMA, like in any other sport, soccer, rugby, swimming, there's always a new generation of athletes that comes up. And that new generation of athletes tends to be much, much better than the other generation.
Yeah, that's why I know. That's why I know. There's a generation coming. Me, I'm a hard work. That is the problem. They go to ask people at our gym, even all the gym I did pass, they'll tell how my fitness is. I'm natural like that. I never use supplements. I don't use supplements. I'm natural like this. I like to work, like training hard, like training, like I'm like this. I'm born like this, and I don't like to use supplements, whatever, because I know myself. According my age, some people they can't do what I'm doing. They can't have energy. They can't fight the way I'm fighting. If you see, I can fight from the first round until last round, not even guessed, because I know how to push myself.
You are correct. Your cardio is amazing, and even as you go into the championship rounds, if you're fighting, you know, in those deeper rounds, you always seem to look fresh and ready, and that's one thing that always works to your advantage. Where after first 10 minutes, most of your opponents don't want to be in there with you, especially in the last five. In the last 5 fights, you've looked like you've given them a punishment. But you've mentioned something that's critical. That's leading me to my next question, and it's a question that I'm not only going to ask you, but all of the other EFC fighters that will come on the show. You said you've got all of your fights. All the wins that you have are from one promotion, which is the EFC. So besides the fact that the EFC is an African promotion, what makes the EFC to you very unique? What's unique about the EFC?
So what I'm unique on EFC because of what I fought for many years. I can't just leave the organization like that. Besides, not even fighting for the bad ones. I never fought for that. Let's say if I fight now, because I'll be the champion, I'm winning this. I know who I stand, where I stand. I know myself. I know I'm gonna win. Definitely, I'm gonna win this fight. This fight, it's gonna. I don't know. People they think we're gonna go until 5 rounds, but on my side, first round, if he does pass, he can pass first round, but second one, third one, I'm not sure he's gonna pass those rounds. I'm gonna give him a hell because let's say even on EFC, he never fought tough guy like me. I did fight. He never fought any tough guy like me. I fought all the top guy in EFC, like all they have big names. After finishing to fight for my belt, it's when now he said, no, okay, let me go because to go like this, it's also good because I have good I have good record, but my problem I want to go to another organization like they say Anicet is a champion, lightweight champion from EFC, the former.
Yeah.
It's gonna look better on.
So are you putting it on the record to say
he used to be a
after
champion.
This win? Are you putting it on the record to say after this win you will be knocking on various other promotions' doors to see if they can bring you on board? Because I do think you've got the quality to transcend easily into other championships like One Championship, Bellator. Which other promotion outside of the EFC appeals to you in terms of style? Not that you want to fight for. I don't want to get you into trouble with the bosses there, with Graham and them at the EFC. But which other promotions do you just watch and think, if I was in this promotion, I'd kill people?
Yeah, I always think only UFC. Besides UFC, it's Bellator. Those are promotion. What I can see, there's people I can stand with. I can stand with. We can have blood, like not going back. Those are two promotion. What I saw. Besides that, also one championship. I want to fight people. We can punch each other, like not going back. Because me in the cage, I don't come there for go to the judge. I always say that if it's happened, it's happened. But me, if I'm out, you knock me out. I don't go there for have fun and running like the guy I'm gonna fight. On our first fight, he was just touching, running. He must face me. He's a man, I'm a man. We are one win and one loss. The guy, one person need to lose, one person need to win. If it's though, I don't like
he's also Ilunga is also on a 5-fight win streak, but his last fight was in 2017 before where he beat you. After that, his next fight was 2 years later. So what are you expecting to see from him? What do you expect him to do differently from the last one?
Yeah, what am I expecting you to see? It's not touch and run. Touch and run. No, let's fight. Let's give fun. People watching us, on people living their time, watching TV, watching us to fight. They say it's fight. They say no running. Because I know it's gonna come like that. It's gonna come like that. But I know, I don't know, he's gonna absorb the pressure. He need to absorb. Because I'm gonna give him the pressure. He need to absorb. If he can't absorb the pressure, I don't know. Because I'm gonna give him pressure.
It is a Congolese derby as well, eh? So are you saying the fans must expect fireworks from your side? You can't speak for him, of course.
Yeah, come again.
I was saying the fight is a Congolese derby. It's Congo versus Congo. And are you saying that the fans must expect fireworks from your side?
Yes, we are Congo, but me to fight a Congolese is not a problem because he's not the first Congolese I fought. It's like it's the fourth. It's gonna be. I fought him. It's gonna be the second times. I fought 2 Congolese already.
True.
In Congo, the time I used to fight boxing, I was fighting Congolese. I was not fighting nobody from another country. Yeah. Especially the time I was our national team. We traveling. But the time I was fighting boxing in Congo, even the time I have my 5-fight boxing pro, my fight for boxing pro, I fought the Congolese. It's not like we are not enemy. It's something. It's organization. We are number 1 contender. There's no one besides me and him. We are number 1 contender. And then we need to fight. At least if he did for Joe, I come. But because Joe, he can't come now. Because I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna beat him on the 12th of June, and I'm gonna fight Joe. After Joe, it's where I'm gonna decide now to go to another organization. I want Joe.
You want Joe?
Yeah, I want Joe Cummings. I'm gonna beat Ilunga and then fight Joe Cummings.
No, thank you so much. We look forward to the fight on the 12th of June. How are your preparations going? How's fight?
Yeah, my preparation is going. As we never stop training. Graham told me those things since we were in lockdown. On the level 5, I was training at home. Level 4, level 3, and then we start training like me and my teammates. I never stopped since lockdown. I was training because I know the fight is gonna come. But I didn't know when. What's the date?
Yeah, but during level 5, what type of training were you doing at home? Strength and conditioning only, or do you have a mini gym setup?
No, I was have a friend of mine. He's a boxer. He's a African. Yeah, we are doing pets, some sparring because we used to stay on the same complex together. I was staying number 4. He's staying number 12, and just come down. And I have my pets. I have 2 gloves. I have headgear. We start training 2 of us, and then after that, the time we can meet 3 people, 4 people, and then another 3 people join me. And Marino from CIT, Marino Kutundana, yes, he also joined me because we stay close and we start training with Marino, like boxing and those kind of things. He was just stand up because there's no mat. We are pushing. Go to the mountain, running and spar. pet, whatever. And then after that, the time they opened the gym, and then I was back on the gym. Right now, all the hard work I did on long period, I want now to become out, because it was like we fighting was not, yes, the COVID, how it takes us, but now that is the time now to show what we are doing because I'm a fighter, like I'm saying. I don't have another job. My job just training and fighting.
True.
And have class on our gym, give training. That is my job.
Okay.
There's no job like I'm going to a bouncing tonight. No. Right now, I'm at home. I can run and sleep, have fun. That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing for my life.
And in terms of cutting weight, you don't look like you struggle with cutting weight, but what's your walk around weight?
No, I don't struggle for cutting weight. The problem, like, I start cutting weight on 2 days before fight.
Okay.
That is the day because me, I'm 74 kg. I walk around with 74 kg. It's only 4 kg to drop. Nice. I'll drop 2, and then I always cut 4 kg on 2 days. It's finished.
Okay. All right.
I'll do the first one on Thursday and on Friday, and I cut. Yes.
I'm saying now because
I don't want to go
looking so fresh in the fights.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go to featherweight anymore, because it's, for me, cutting a lot of weight, I'm going weak. 4 kg for me is nothing, because in the gym I'm spar heavyweight, I'm spar light heavyweight, and then I'm giving them pressure like spar. If I'm saying spar, like we're hitting like 100%, like 80%, 85%, we're hitting each other. I'm sparring with heavyweight and wrestling with heavyweight. I have that power. I don't want to see like cutting a lot of weight. Say no, because no, I don't take those. I want to be just cut 4 kg and fighting. If I was 70, 78, I probably. By the things I can't pick up weight. My weight, if I want to pick up weight, it's only 2 kg, 76. The day I fought Dino Bagatin, I was 76, he was 77. Even the day I fought Pity Coxon, I can't pick up weight because it's my body, it's how it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can change. It's my body, it's how my system works. I don't want to pick up body, I don't pick up my weight, just fighting there. It's only those 2 players I can fight, welterweight and lightweight. Weight I can do it. I'm gonna cut weight. I don't want to feel weak. That's why you see, much out of you. I lost against Sindile Manyengele because of cutting weight. Like normally like this, there's no way Sindile Manyengele can win me because I was weak.
No, I understand. But another thing that I just wanted to touch on is during going into fights, you speak confidently, but you're never brash. You don't diss your opponents. You don't disrespect them. You might be, your nickname is showstopper, but you are not a showman in the sense of, in the mold of a people that are out there to say, to just go over the top and say things. Why are you so humble going into fights? It's hard to stay humble in the business that you're in. Very few fighters are like that.
Yeah, my first coach told me, like, if you are fighting, even your son, if you say, Daddy, I'm fighting you, take him serious. Take him your opponent. Because I used to do that. I lost against Norbert Simbu, showing off. I know he doesn't have nothing to do on me. And I was doing boxing, weaving and bobbing. I got punched and I get knocked out. That's why I stopped those things. If I'm fighting you, I'm coming straight. Especially last fight, like, not even to be a showstopper, just get my win and finish. I'm angry for getting a bet because people just say like, Anicet. They think like you can't fight. You understand what I mean? And then I want just to show myself. It's not like to prove a point. There's no proof to point. There's no proof to prove because I already show people, like, if you check, how many people in EFC they have like I did. I have three fights. Like I'm the fight of night. I have 6 performance bonus.
True.
I get a lot of those things. And then if you check, there's people who get it all 7 times. Just to show myself like, no, I'm a fighter. Because people that before they were like Anicet. No, that's why I say, okay, let me show them wrong, show them I'm a fighter. And I don't want to come there to talk like it's a fighting, anything can happen. Anything it can happen. I can't discriminate my opponent say, no, this one is small boy. No. Because if you play, it's where they're getting points, they can knock you, they can win you, they can submit you. What's happen. On this fight, I'm not gonna come showstopper. I'm coming to get what belongs to me, what I deserve. That's why I'm gonna come.
I understand. Just a few more questions in closing, champ, before I go. You know, you are a confident fighter, and like you're saying, you let your fighting speak for you. But if you were to speak out, let's say you've put out a prediction. You said, Philani, once I beat Ilunga, I'm going to go for Joe next. After I beat Joe, then I'm going to look elsewhere to see which other promotions can take me. In the lightweight division in the UFC, it's one of the most dangerous divisions in the UFC. Everybody speaks about how it's full of killers from number 1 to 15. Who do you think out of the lightweight? Who would you like to be your dream scenario? Who would be your first fight in the UFC lightweight division?
Yeah, there's one thing. UFC is not like EFC. You understand? They're not gonna put you on the ranking of 20 top. They'll put you far. Yes. Check like Don Metz. He was a champion here, but as soon as he went there, they didn't put him on top there. He start from the bottom and start going down.
As well as champion Dalcha, he's still working his way up as well.
Even Dalcha, it's still the same. If I'm going there, whatever they're gonna give me, if they say this one, fight. But I have people who are dreaming, but it's not gonna happen because it's where UFC it does this promotion. You can't come there and say, no, I'm fighting this guy. No. There's one thing I noticed in EFC, they can put somebody, you have 9 fights, give him a debut. You understand? It can't happening. It can't happening. You can't give somebody you have 9 fights, you have experience. Even the debut can beat him. Let him to have also experience of the cage. Because let's say EFC and UFC, the cage is not the same. UFC it's big, yet it's a little bit small than UFC. And then those people, they come from another organization. They used to be a champion. But if they are there, they don't give them chance just to fight number 1 contender, fight number 1. Even if you check now on EFC, if there's ranking, it's only me in Ilunga. Besides us, who's number 3rd, who's number 4th, who's number 6, there's no ranking.
No, yes.
They need to make a ranking. You must know after Anicet is gonna fight this one, but they can give me this one. I'm not saying to put those guys, the one they are calling to fight with me, they are nothing. No. Let's say the day I fought Pete Coxon, why there was no use for me to fight Pete Coxon. If you check, I have many wins and many wins than him. And then the day I beat him, he get 7 losses on the road. How come I'm winning on the road? You give me somebody who lost in
6 fights before coming through to you.
Yeah, 6 fights, lost on the road. But me, I'm winning already. 3 on the road, you're giving me somebody who does loss. I don't say like it's bad, no. But you need
I understand what you're saying,
and
it shows that you understand the fight game, and also maybe you actually are showing that you care about these younger fighters that are coming in, because there's many scenarios where I remember in 2018 when you were 8-8, you fought a guy who actually had 8. Who actually had 8 fights. When you were 7-8, you fought a guy who had 5 fights. And it's also very difficult. I think you are right. The EFC must look at pairing, the debutants with the debutants, and let the debutants, cut the cream from the top, and the debutants who do well against the debutants start working their way up the rankings. And I'm sure one day when they do have rankings, that will actually help, because people will then say, no, you can't have a number 5 guy fighting the number 13 guy, you know. Let the guys at the bottom fight to the guys at the bottom. Not to say they're bad, but just get that experience, build confidence, because you can easily shatter someone's career by throwing them to the wolves so fast.
Yeah, let's say like this, you know, the way I'm saying like this, my friend, my brother, getting like putting down. Let's say now, Martin Verstappen, he was a former lightweight champion. Now he went back. Now they give him to fight Peter Coxon. How come Peter Coxon on seven loss on the road? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. It's a fight. I don't say Peter Coxon is bad. Is not good fighter. No, it doesn't make sense.
And I think even
somebody
if PT
who
was
was
to listen to you
a former champion, to give him a person who does have 7 loss.
And to give a former champion that type of competition, I totally understand. I think even if PT was listening to this, you'd understand that you're not knocking him down, but you're actually saying the EFC must actually prepare these guys to have a long career rather than giving them short careers. Because, you know, when you're sitting with, not everyone has got the mental fortitude that you showed when you were 1-5 to say, I'm going to continue to do this. Other people will end up quitting, and whereas they could have had something better to do in their future. So, Champ, I like calling you Champ because I really believe you're a great fighter. You show championship material.
Thank you. You prophesized already. You prophesized for me already.
You receive.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything that you want to say in closing before I say goodbye to you?
Yeah, what I want just to make a conclusion, like everybody must know, Anicet on the 12th June is a lightweight champion, interim champion for EFC Lightweight. I'm a champion. Everybody, please keep following me everywhere on my Instagram, on my social media. I'm there. I'll talk to you. I'm a simple guy. I'm there for you. Don't even hesitate to ask me a question on Facebook, on my Twitter, on my Instagram. Just give me a question. I'll answer.
Your answer.
I'm there for you guys. And you guys were there for me. If you don't support me, there's no one can support me. I need to look after you. You need to look after me. That is what was my conclusion.
Yeah, thank you very much. There you have it, everyone. The lightweight contender Anicet Kanyeba says, talk to me anywhere you see me, Facebook, Twitter, on the street. He's a humble man. He's looking to